at TNW Conference 2024. Lars, thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, my pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me here.
So I'm just wondering, over the last few years, we've had more and more talk of semiconductors and chips going into the mainstream. What do you think about, have you noticed that it's been a bigger conversation now? And is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's of course an exploding ecosystem sort of for us. So the forecast is even that the semiconductor market is going to double in the next 8 years. And the reason for all of that is that most of the innovations that had been mechanical engineering 30 years ago are going now totally into electronics and software. So converting machines into autonomous machines or even robots. Yeah, and that needs loads of electronics, and on top of that electronics software. And that's what's driving our industry. Yeah, so mega boom for chips.
Definitely. And, I'm wondering, recently I know NXP was demonstrating the QCI, and I'm wondering how important is quantum computing for your company and for the future of semiconductors?
Yeah, so QCI means the Quantum Compute Initiative, or in other words, we are trying with our electronics to help others, startups, universities build quantum computers. And of course, the quantum computers are in a very early research stage. And there is a lot of lottery tickets out there saying, okay, which technology should I use? How should I get going? How can I bring more qubits? So computing elements together to calculate and so on. And I think we are exactly at this infancy steps now, where a lot of technical questions are unanswered, but we have to develop them forward to drive our industry. And of course, to get a deeper understanding ourselves of what's coming next in the next 10, 15 years. So quantum computers will not make revenue for us in the next 3-4 years, but 10, 15 years out. And on that way, also cryptography, secure elements, banking cards that are robust against quantum computer hacking are products that we are already developing now. So it is unavoidable for us to be in there, and ideal if we are a thought leader.
Definitely. And, I'm wondering, because I know NXP was one of the backers of the RISC-V chips. Right. I wonder, what is your vision for that?
So RISC-V is nothing more than an open source consortium for compute chip architectures. So like Linux was open source for software for operating systems, RISC-V is open source free licensable technology for compute chips. Now, of course, also in the Linux world, you have Red Hat, you have Ubuntu, you have SUSE, these companies that are distributing certain Linux variants. And what we are doing is we are working with partners in a company that we jointly had funded. Quintauris is the name of that company. Yeah, to customize these open source activities and to bring really these open source chip architectures onto our workbenches that we can work with them. Yeah,
that's really exciting.
It is.
Definitely. And last but not least, I'm wondering, what are your expectations for TNW Conference?
Well, TNW is, of course, the hotpot, the melting point for startups here, a marketplace for all sorts of startups. And I mean, I need to look into what is coming for NXP as research topics. So beyond 5 years and then maybe up to 20 years. But of course, what we also try to identify is to say, where are questions that we cannot answer ourselves? And do I need to go do research or partner with universities? Or are there already startups that could potentially become our suppliers or our partners, or the next big unicorns that ideally use NXP components in their products? So for me, this is not only business development, but also research. And in the end, of course, strategic partnering with hopefully a lot of very, very successful startups. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, it's great to have you here, Lars. Thanks so much.
Good to be here. Thank you.